The Governor of the Central Bank has put forward one view. Some of these relate to insurance, some relate to direct equity in the banks, some relate to hiving off tracker mortgages to a special warehouse, if you like, which might be funded through the ECB and the state taking some of the risk. The German government are talking about either putting into the constitution a debt brake, though Gael proposed a number of years ago legislation for reckless spending, or to extend the loan period out like a mortgage for over 30 years, which would have an impact on depressing or reducing the interest rate in any event. So there are two big meetings coming off in March about the architecture of this future element of Europe's business. It's quite complex, it's going to be very serious, and that's why I was glad that at the end of the day, when the Taoiseach did call the election, that it's going to be on the 25th of February, which will leave some time, with some very little time I might say, for an incoming government to get ready to prepare for two very serious meetings with implications for all of us in respect of Ireland here. So that's our stance on the negotiation. This is about building connections and support across Europe, and we've been at that for quite some time. So obviously when the German government and the French president makes their comments, people do listen, and I listen. And I heard Nicolas Sarkozy say, and if he's listening on the internet now, he can hear this, Ireland has been very proud of the fact that we delivered the Lisbon Treaty to the European Union. And part of that treaty is a written commitment, a written statement in the treaty that tax is a matter of national competence. And the corporation tax rate is a matter of national competence, and it's also included specifically in a declaration to the European Union Treaty of Lisbon, and I will defend that very strongly and have done so over the last number of meetings in Brussels, both at which President Sarkozy and Chancellor Merkel attended at a number of those meetings. Bobby, I'm sorry that you're unemployed. I'm sorry that you're unemployed and that your dad is not well. I'm sorry about that. Though I would say to you that in respect of what I was saying to Jerry earlier on, there are opportunities here. I was down in, again down in Kilkenny yesterday and speaking to somebody who works in the care area, because it's a requirement, and rightly so, that when people work with vulnerable children or adults, they have to be properly vetted. There are opportunities here, but while the people in Templemore do a very good job in terms of the vetting requirements that come in before them, they're now just dealing with applications from last July. And yet there are opportunities for employment out there in the community, and that's an issue that needs to be addressed. It's no fault of the people in Templemore. There's inadequate resources there to do what is obviously a very sensitive but a very important job. But to say to you, Bobby, that Fine Gael have a number of proposals here for apprentices who didn't finish their competency because the construction industry went wallop. Finish off those through the Board of Works, the Colleges of Education, at least give them a certificate. We have second chance education, 17,000 places for people who left and went into the construction sector, maybe didn't complete their secondary school or whatever, an opportunity to get back into training and a module there. And also a national internship program with 23,000 places for graduates who are unemployed. There is no reason why they shouldn't be able to build on their skill level or their training and have opportunities through private enterprise or through local authorities or whatever, and start at a lower scale, but at least give them the opportunity to be able to go to work, make a contribution, and keep their skills alive. Yes, Bobby?
That's a very vague answer you've just given me.
Well, I'm
very vague answer.
Okay. If you want, I'll talk to you. I don't know what kind of job that. I'm not sure what kind of job you're interested in, but it may be covered under some of these.
Sweeper, if you were listening to me when I asked the question.
Well, I thought what I heard you say was that you were a road sweeper, but not now.
Yes, I was one. I'm now unemployed. Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that you're unemployed. I'm not sure whether you want to continue.
I can smell it from here, Enda. I can smell it from here. Can you hear that?
No, Bobby, please.
Bobby, I'm going to try to help you here.
And hold on, man. I can instinctively tell that you are lying, and so can all.
Please, Bobby, please.
Do you take us for a bunch of fools? We've been listening to you guys for waffling for
Bobby,
years.
please. You asked.
You are afraid to go on and debate.
Hold on, Bobby. You asked the question, please.
Micheál Martin is a watery rat. He isn't fit to run this country.
Bobby, please.
You were
Please.
afraid to debate on it.
Yeah.
The other leader, the leader of the Labour Party, Gilmore, he's like overinflated. Get your hands off.
Bobby, please.
Thank you, Bobby.
Gilmore is a muppet, and any man worth his salt can easily tackle.
Bobby, we can talk to you after the meeting. The next question, please. Next question, please.
You like the rig game? This is a rig
on the right.
And you side
John Ward.
Next question, Bobby, please.
You sidestep to answer the question.
Please, Bobby, we do resume your seat.
John Ward, I come to here in the Carrick-on-Shannon area.
Please.
If you get them a minimum
Bobby.
wage, and instead of that, they're playing down here.
Bobby, please.
I'm quite prepared to talk to you after the meeting about the details.
We'll talk to you later, Bobby, please.
You have sidestepped the issue. You're afraid to go on TV, and you're afraid to debate with a bunch of Muppets, two Muppet leaders. I'm not afraid of them either, and you came in here thinking everything
They'll have their chance. They'll have their chance.
You don't perform well. You don't
have
really.
their chance, Charlie.
You don't really.
Could I address John McCarthy's question there about tax, John? Can I say
please?
I'm very
You've
sorry.
had your speech, Bobby, please. Bobby, you've made your point, please. Please. Bobby, you've made your point.
Deal with the question of that gentleman who only have the manners to listen to everybody else. Everybody gets a chance to have their say here, and it's about time that he would respect the media. It's about time he would respect the chance of his speech. Everybody had their democratic right to talk.
Please, Bobby, would you refrain?
I can instinctively see that you're lying to me by your body language, by everything you've been talking about for the last 10 years. Answer the question.
My question is that it's about the once-off housing. The legislation was put through on January the 5th of last year in connection with a T90 test, which was interpreted here by the Irish government as totally different to the interpretation of the European Parliament. And I'm asking Fine Gael, is there anything that can be done to come to the assistance of people of Leitrim, where the soil of Leitrim would be much more difficult than any other county in Ireland. The T90 test is practically impossible to get in Leitrim. About 95% or 98% of the people of Leitrim cannot build a house in their own lands. The reason that they won't pass the T90 test. The fact of the matter is that over the last number of months, the amount of immigration that has taken place from this locality is frightening, for the simple reason that the ordinary people can't build a house on their own land. They would give employment. They're talking about employment. These people would give employment if they got a chance to build houses on their own land. Thank you very much.
Bobby, would you please refrain? There is free speech in this country. Do not be shouting down people.
You are the rich man, and and I'm the poor man. Well, we've all had it. We've been listening to you guys.
Speaker here at the front, please.
I introduced myself earlier on. One of the things about Mr. Sarkozy, but he enjoys the company.
Please, one speaker, please. This man at the front here.
While he enjoys the company of a very beautiful lady,